Hello everyone, my name is Vincent and I'm trying to get to 1900 ELO chess by the end of the year, so let's see if I can do it and come along with me on this journey. Hopefully a short journey, but we'll see. Currently I'm rated 1774 and we got matched up with a 1765 from Turkey. I'm a fan of the Karakan and let's see what type of Karakan we have. So we got the advanced variation and I like doing, I guess it's called the Botvinnik's Karls defense, and this is the I like this line. I know sometimes you can go, or usually, the top move is bishop to f5, but I like advancing my pawn as well. And here I believe we take. I'm just gonna pin the knight to the queen. I'm trying to think if we're supposed to take the bishop. Well, I guess we can't now, but I'm just gonna close the pawn chain. If he takes, I'll just take back with my b7 pawn. Alright, take back. Develops. I think we're supposed to push here. I know this pawn is a weakness right now, especially with the knight pinned to the queen. So I like going with this little maneuver. I like getting my queen out. Everything just to kind of target that weakness right here, especially after this bishop moves off of the diagonal protecting the pawn. I do have problems with getting castled, so I gotta prioritize that, get developed, and just castle. Did they blunder? Here. If he goes here. I could take, he takes, I take, he would take back here. I'm trying to think if that works. Oh, I got two pieces. I think that does work. I'm gonna go here. Alright, let's see. Take, he takes, I take. So we both have I guess I could just go here. Take, take. Maybe it's just smarter just to push. I might just take. What do I want to take with? Maybe just the knight. I know my pawn development, my pawn structure is kind of whack if I want to castle that way. But I still think I can just castle king side and move my king to h8. Can I just take? He takes, I take? Or can I just take this one as well? Alright, so if I just take, he takes here, I take, he moves off this diagonal, I take again. Alright, what if I go take? I feel like this isn't the move, but I'm usually wrong, so it probably is the move. I'm gonna go with that. Gotta watch my rook in the corner. And I have to look out for some checks, but I'm gonna take the bishop. So there's a check on h5, which he does. And I can either move to d7 or e7. d7, he can take the pawn with check. That's e7. d7. Can he check me? He can. He can check me on f7, but once I move off that, I think I should be good. Alright. Move up. What can he do? He has a check here. Or I could just block with my queen. That might be the best option, just so he can't take anything. I'm gonna block with my queen. I'm up right now. I'm up a bishop. So if we can get trades, I would be very happy. And his knight is still hanging right now. So I think, okay, so his knight's hanging. He's attacking my rook. But if I take, he takes my rook. I take his pawn. He takes with check first. No, I don't think we should take that knight. I would say just centralize it on the b file. I guess not centralize it, but develop it. Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, what is that move? But it kind of does work actually. I went to h6 very fast, so I probably should have looked it over more, but I've been having trouble on the clock. I did just see like this check here, and I think I can do that now. So I think that should work in my favor. Lucky he did it. I've been playing too fast, so it's been kind of blunder mania over here, but it looks like this game is going in my direction, and there we go. He wants a rematch, but I'm not going to rematch him because his ELO is too low, and I risk losing more ELO than winning it. So let's just take a look at the game review. So I played with 93.3% accuracy, and that's probably one of the best Caracan games I've had. I played like a 2350 with both great openings. My opening accuracy was 99.6, which I normally never have. So let's actually take a quick look at the review. Normal Caracan stuff, he did the advanced Caracan, so I did the Botmanix Carl's defense. I thought that was good to take, because if I didn't take, he'd be able to take it, and then it'd be a little awkward. Okay, so they did just want me to pin the knight, which is good. They wanted me to throw in a check. I just didn't want to... They wanted me to throw in a check here, but, like, he would just been able to develop. So that's why I didn't do that. So I pinned it, he took, I took back, he pushed, and I made the great move of just pushing my pawn. I normally push that pawn anyway, because I know that's kind of how the Caracan structure should look. Move back, I push it, he's there. Okay, so I did make the best move. I was wondering if I should... I was going through this whole line in my head of going here. It's just a miss because I did think the material was equal at the end of this, because he could take back. He doesn't have to take with the... If he took with the king, I would be good, but because he didn't, he could take back with his knight. So let's just see. Push that, take. And they wanted to move in. Okay, so this was the biggest thing. I didn't know what to do here. They just want me to take the knight first. So if I take the knight first, they want to take the pawn. I would take the... Oh. Trade queens. Take back. And his rook or his bishop is still hanging. So if he goes there, I would probably take the bishop. Alright. Let's just see. Let's quickly go through the rest. I didn't know about this because I didn't want a check. Oh, he can't check there. I'm an idiot. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Game 1 down. Let's try game 2. Alright, we get the white pieces. And I'm a fan of, it's called the Nimzowitsch Larson defense, and I just love getting my dark squared bishop on this long diagonal because I can create a lot of mistakes for them. So they push the pawn. I normally push this pawn. I like getting my f pawn gone in this variation. I know he has checks along this diagonal, and I do get into a lot of trouble sometimes if I'm not careful. But I do like getting this pawn taken off the board and just developing my knight, developing my bishop, castling, and creating such a big attack with my queen and my dark squared bishop. This person is a 1795 out of Poland, I believe. Yeah. If you guys are wondering why it says a Cuban flag down here, my dad's Cuban and I'm Hispanic. So I represent the Cuba flag. But I am in the United States right now. This is the first game in a while that I've been up on time a bit. Okay, so he just develops his knight, and that's where I pin it, and I usually always trade it off because I do usually push. Sorry, not there. Push this pawn and this pawn. It's a little different because he did walk his pawn all the way up to e4. So we'll see what he does. Also, with this, they blunder a lot when they develop their dark squared bishop because they forget about my dark squared bishop eyeing up the rook. Okay, and I think I'm gonna take this pawn now and develop my knight to e2 and then try to castle. So they're throwing a check first, but I didn't think that works because I have... Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'd get into problems doing this. If I go here... He goes there, so I may... Why do I always do this? Every time. Alright, can I go here? Takes... Alright, what is there? Knight here, bishop here. Okay, and then bishop back. I think this is the way to go. I just get into so much trouble sometimes over here if I'm not careful, and obviously I wasn't careful here. The engine might just say it's equal, or it might just say he's up +3, because that's normally what the engine says, but I'm just wanting him to develop this bishop. A lot of the times they do it, and I know I shouldn't be playing on the hope of him developing something as a blunder, but it worked in my favor a lot. I don't even know if I can take that yet. I probably have to get out of this danger first. And I almost want to castle long now that there's so much light squared weakness on the king side. When did this guy join? 2023. Looks like my opponent's going to be castling long. I do have to get his queen out of there, though. Does this work? Knight to c3. His queen would go maybe to f5 to keep pressure. But then I can pressure his queen again. If his knight comes here right away, do I have time to go here? He takes with check. I would have to take back. If he takes back, I take back, and he wins the exchange, I believe. Whoa, that looked very slow. I don't even know what that move does, to be honest. Maybe he just wants... That move, I think, it should definitely be an inaccuracy or even a mistake because it just appeared so slow. So let's put some pressure on the queen now. He gave us the opportunity to tempo it away. Looks like this is very weak right now. How can we exploit the mistake? I definitely want to castle long now, I think. I'm also looking to keep tempoing the queen away, just to... So if he goes here to f5 and I go to h4, does he have time to take? He takes on e2. I take his queen. He takes my queen. I take his bishop back. And it's even with my knight on f5. putting pressure on the g7 square, but if his bishop ever moves, so he's probably going to have to tempo me away with his pawn first. I back up to h4 again, h4, f2, d3, and then continue from there. Do I have time to go here? b5. If I go b5, he castles. Or does this work? He takes here. I would take the bishop with tempo on his queen. He doesn't. He does have a check, but I would be able to take it either way. Okay, so let me actually think this through. Knight d4. Knight takes on d4. Bishop g4. No, that's not what we were calculating. We're taking bishop takes on e2 first. This is tricky. I think we can tempo this piece away. If he takes right away on e2, I think I should take back with my d4 knight and then move my knight to a nice square on f4. And then my c3 knight and my f4 knight would be targeting his d5 pawn, and also a fork on c7. He's trying to work this all out. My king is definitely not safe, though. His isn't necessarily safe either, because if he ever moves his bishop off that diagonal, I do have the h5 check if I need it. I'm not sure it's the best check. His queen is in danger, though, right now, so that's what he must be worried about. Okay, so if he takes my bishop right away, I take his queen. He takes bishop, I take queen, he takes queen on d1. I have a check, he moves over, I take the knight. My knight is trapped at that point. He pulls his bishop out. I would have this square, the d5 square for my other knight, and I'd be able to get out of there, I believe, unless he moves to d6. d6, I have a push. Push, take, I'm out. But even so, he takes my bishop. All right, he's up a bishop. That's 3 points. I take his queen. 8-3, he takes my queen. 11-8, I take a pawn with check. 11-9. He moves his king, I take his rook. 11-14, 14-11 in my favor. Oh, so I would be winning there. Sorry if my math is just horrible right now. Takes. So I'd be up there. And then if he takes my knight right now, I think he's in a bad situation, because if he takes my knight right now, I take his bishop with tempo. If he takes... Okay, so that's what he does. I think that's the right move. If I take bishop, he has check. I take that bishop, and I'm at that knight, and he actually can take back here. So what would the count be? Excuse me. 3-0, 3-1, 6-1, 6-4. Okay, so I think I'm good to take this though. What am I doing? Oh my word, that is not equal. We just took the same amount. Alright, I can take the pawn back. Does he have a check? It doesn't look like it. Now we're okay, so it's fine. I think I had something better. And I don't know why I'm moving fast because he only has 2 minutes left. But now I'm threatening a fork. Or, yeah, a fork right now. And I can still take. Unless he blocks it with his rook. If he blocks it with his rook, can I take? There's a check. If he goes here. Because my queen would be x-rayed at that point by his rook. Now, could I castle kingside because he is blocking the d1 square with his queen from my king castling? It would be really nice to get my king castled queenside though. Huh, I still think I can. Let me think this through. Check, here, take. What does he do? He doesn't have checks, does he? No. Oh, a pawn. Not threatening this yet, but if his queen moves off, that's something to keep an eye on. I'm threatening another pawn right now. He goes back and just wants to trade. I'm trying to think if I should trade or not. I think I should. I think I have better development already. I have a bishop. His knight and rook is doing absolutely nothing, and my rook's going to become very active very fast. I have 2 centralized central pawns, and my D pawn is basically a pass pawn once it gets up the board. Huh. I can castle either way. Does castling queenside help? I would put my... It'd basically be like putting my queen with the rook, but I don't think he can exploit. I think I should castle kingside though, because if I castle kingside, he comes in. I can come all the way back. See, I have checks if I castle. I'm gonna castle. He has a minute left. Does this work? I'm gonna try. My bishop's kind of staring at some. I would love to start trading, I think. Up a pawn. I know it's not the most, but check. I think I'm gonna keep queens on the board though. If he moves to C2, what do I have? Okay. Maybe just my rook, to be honest. He should be going to C2 now, but could I first? I think I can go E4 and just check him. He has to bring his rook all the way back, and then I go to D6 with my bishop, and then he probably should resign by that point. I guess maybe not resign, but like, I would still resign if I were him. He's got 19 seconds then. It's a rook pawn endgame, so I'm just gonna move fast. He does have a check. That's unfortunate. Maybe I shouldn't move that fast. What? Definitely was not the most accurate at the end, but what can you do sometimes? All right, got another win. We're up at 1790. We're trying to get to 1800, or not 1800. I was already 1800. I think my peak is 1830 something. We were trying to get to 1900 by Christmas. Let's do a quick game review and end the video there. So I played with 75.6% accuracy. My opponent played with 70.3. That was not my cleanest game by far. I didn't know what to do after this. I never really see an advanced E pawn. Take, there, push. I am slightly, actually it's tied now. Okay, so that was the right move, thank goodness. Castle, I never thought of castling and putting my rook there. That's such a blindsided thing. Okay, so push it away. Blundered. How do I exploit it? That was it. I'm still attacking the queen. Alright, but what happens after that? No. What happens? There. Check. Here. Oh, the rook. Oh, his position just falls apart. Huh. Alright, well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely got to watch out for some more tactics. I do usually just play my 10-minute plus 0 rapid time, but if you guys want to see 15 plus 10, I could definitely do that too to kind of go through my thought process. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you again pretty soon.